Still doing the final preps of the floor, getting ready for the concrete pour. They've already got the vapor barrier and the 1.5 inch board down. They're spinning around pipes and stuff like that. And that's good, looking good. This one they're grading out here. Starting to set 4 drains. You got 2 of the trench drains in. There'll be another one inside of this door. Having them center them around where the vehicle will be once it's inside. Since it's heated floor, we're going to have a lot of snow melt, and figure that's going to be the best place to try to catch that snow melt and get it out of there. So got a couple more loads of stone coming in. They'll lay that stone down today and start putting down the poly and the board. Their hope is to have this all ready today, and then we're going to pour concrete and have this done. So it's going to be good. Floors are all prepped and ready. They are complete. So we've got our radiant floor heat, piping laid down, wire mesh on top that they'll lift up into the concrete as they're pouring it, right? Doesn't do you any good if it's just sitting on the bottom, so they'll lift that up as they go. We got trench drains inside of each door, centered and pushed back a little bit right around where vehicles would be parked. So in the snow melt, you know, it's got some place to go. You got the front walls formed up to stop there, and the back walls. And then actually let's go over here, and I'm going to take some pictures as well, just so later on if I ever want to do any kind of walls or anything in this space, I've got a picture of where all the pipes lie to give me a rough idea of how close it is to the wall, etc. And but let's go down here. And here is the basement. And I had made like a plan. You guys saw it when I was doing my septic pipes, right? Of where I would anticipate putting walls. And so mapped them out on the concrete. Room number 1, wall, door, right? And then I have a map of all of these dimensions that I drew out myself inside that they followed. So that then for future use, if I were to be going along my plan and decide that I want to change a layout or something, that I kind of know where that pipe is, so I know where I can go and where I can't. You see the big X? That's underneath the stairs. Didn't see a need for the radiant floor pipe to go underneath there. So we just skipped that part there. And then we determined the reason why you'll see like room 2, room 1, why that matters is because on the manifold we labeled, oops, my finger, sorry. The manifold on the left, you can see it go through the gray elbows and then out. So one of those will control room 1 area. The other one was room 2 area in the bathroom. And then the other loops kind of go into the general area here, because then I can control the temperature. If I want one cooler or one hotter, you open and close that. And the manifold to the right are the ones that go down in those pipes through the floor, right, that I had showed you. And then they come up in the corner here, and those pipes will be under concrete, and that's what does the whole garage floor. And the boiler, that'll be a wall right where those are, and the boiler will mount to that. So they are 100% ready for pouring. Actually, they cut the opening there to the basement behind there, so that we could be sure our floors were matching up. They did that today and got a ton of dust inside the house. I didn't plan for that one, my mistake, but they got it all ready. And then there's that little lip against the wall, and they put some double bubble along that. They love their double bubble. I don't know what the reasoning is for that, to be honest. I really don't, but they put it down there just along that edge. I've seen them do that before. So anyways, we're ready to go, and next phase will be pouring, which will be a 5 a.m. start, so they can get it all in and finished with these cooler temperatures. So, well, it's 5:30 in the morning, and it's the day of the concrete pour. And you wouldn't think it's 5:30 with how bright it is in the house right now, but you know, they've got their light plants set up, and they're ready to go. And they've been here since 4:30. I guess I should turn some lights on in the house. It's just kind of funny when I walked out here how bright it was. But they've been 4:30 in the morning everything done, getting the pump truck in place, and finishing some details outside. And they'll start to pour soon. So we'll go outside in a minute here once the concrete truck arrives. Well, it's now 6:15. Outside now. Still stars in the sky. Got the pump truck up there. They've already put one load in, and waiting for the next load to arrive. Thankfully, that's the neighbor's house. She's so nice. I hope these trucks aren't bothering her too much. But that big truck, look at that. Big boom. So everybody who's done this before knows what this is about, but those who haven't don't. So this concrete truck right here, oh, I'm sorry, there's a truck right here. That loads into the pump truck. The pump truck pumps it all the way up this arm and all the way down. And this guy standing in the corner, I think this is the guy, has the remote control. With that remote control, he can adjust that arm and the flow. The guys are down below pouring the mud. He's controlling that whole thing. Here we go. Now you can see as he moved over here. See him dropping it down in there. Smoothing it all out. Making progress. This is awesome. Well, the sky is bright. Morning is here. We got one truck cleaning out over there behind the pump truck. We got one truck on the road waiting, and I think that's going to be the last one. These guys are making great progress. Look at that. Got it all in, all the way down around the manifolds. They marked the floor drain with that board propped up against the wall down there. So they come back and then they'll, pull that concrete back off and taper it to the floor a little bit. There's all our pipes that you saw we put in. Everything's looking good. Close up the doorway. See that board under there? That's where they put that board in, so I have some of the nail sheetrock and trim too. And they had to form this up because this wall was a little bit too low, so they put a form there. We're going to double plate that when it comes time for the framing.
Are the bars?
Just finish off the garage. That rock is marking one of the floor drains up here. They just covered up another one right where that guy is standing. They'll mark that one. There's one more down there to go. And this will be the last truck coming in now. One more quick thing to point out. This young man right here has got that bar. What he's supposed to do is there's that wire mesh down there. As they're pouring the concrete, supposed to grab that wire mesh and pull it up so it's sitting in the middle of the slab. Now you talk to concrete guys and they'll tell you that is not the perfect way to do it, but it's how most guys do it. If that wire stays on the bottom, it basically is worthless. It has to be in the middle. The right way to do it, or I should say the best way to do it, I shouldn't say the right way because these guys know what they're doing. But the best way is they put it on stairs, which holds it right in the middle the whole time. It has no chance of dropping back down to the bottom. So right now we're depending 100% on him walking around and lifting that wire up, keep it up just like he's doing there. And see that? Putting it up there. So he looks like he's doing a good job. I mean, these guys do this all the time, and they're doing great. So we also have fiber in this concrete. Which is kind of redundant. A lot of guys will tell you don't need fiber and the wire mesh. But you know what? It just makes sense to throw it in there, and why not? It has some flexibility and stuff like that. So, all right. Well, the sun is out. Cold this morning, and now it's high 60s. They are finishing off the floors, both of them at the same time. Coming out real nice. or to the doorway, so I'll have to get that grate up there. Next week that pile will be gone. That's where the septic tank is. As you know, we're moving it from there, about 50, 60 feet behind me. And right now they're just polishing these things up. They said it's setting up good, but I mean, it's a warm day today, so you can kind of understand why. They're all working it pretty good, but look at that. You can see the floor drains right across the floor. Ready for framing. Nice. And they left their bracing here, and the bracing they'll remove next week when they're back in town working on another project for us. So great job. So that's how they did it, prepped all the way to finished. There you go.